In the outer sectors, people told stories about the Volari Empire. Not about their wars, not about their power, but about their queen. They said she ruled not through fear, but through certainty. That when she made a decision, the galaxy itself seemed to align around it. I didn't believe any of that. Not until I stood in her throne room, surrounded by warriors who could crush me without effort, under the gaze of nobles who looked at me like I didn't belong, and facing the most dangerous woman I had ever seen, Queen Elithra. All of this because I had saved one of her people. 2. A simple mission gone wrong. My name is Rian Cole. I was a cargo pilot. Nothing special. Just another human trying to make a living hauling supplies between systems that most people didn't care about. That's when I found her. A Volari scout ship drifting near a debris field. Damaged. Burning out. No signals. No escorts. Just a single life sign barely holding on. I should have left. Volari were not known for forgiving interference, but something made me stop. And that decision changed everything. 3. The one I saved. She wasn't a soldier. At least, not the kind I expected. Her armor was elegant, not heavy. Her injuries were severe. But her presence, even unconscious, was overwhelming. When she woke, she didn't panic, didn't attack. She simply looked at me and asked one question. Why did you save me? I shrugged. You needed help. That answer seemed to confuse her more than anything else. For the truth I didn't know. I dropped her at the nearest Volari outpost. Expected nothing in return. No thanks. No acknowledgement. Just another job done. 2 days later, my ship was surrounded. Volari warships. Dozens of them. And I was escorted, without explanation, to their capital. That's when I learned the truth. The woman I saved was not just a scout. She was royalty. 5. The throne room. The Volari capital was unlike anything I had ever seen. Towering structures of living crystal. Energy flowing through the city like veins of light. Everything felt alive. And at the center of it all, the palace. I was brought into the throne room under heavy guard. Hundreds of eyes turned toward me. Aliens of different ranks, all watching, judging, waiting. And at the far end, she sat. Queen Elithra. 6. The Queen. She didn't look like a ruler. Not in the way humans imagined. She looked calm, composed, unshakable. Her eyes locked onto mine the moment I entered. And I knew instantly, this was someone you didn't lie to, didn't challenge, didn't misunderstand. She already knew more than she let on. Human, she said. Her voice carried across the entire chamber. You saved one of my own. I swallowed. Yeah. 7. The unexpected offer. There was a long silence. Then she spoke again. For that, you will be rewarded. I shifted slightly. I didn't do it for a reward. That is irrelevant. Of course it was. Volari didn't operate on human logic. She gestured. And suddenly, a line of women stepped forward. Volari. Each one different. Each one powerful in their own way. You may choose one, the queen said. She will be yours. 8. The moment that changed everything. The entire room went silent. I stared at her, then at the women, then back at her. Wait, I said slowly. You're serious? Yes. I rubbed the back of my neck. That's not exactly a normal reward where I come from. This is not your world. Fair point. Still, something about this felt wrong. Too easy. Too calculated. I looked at the women again, then back at the queen, and realized something. She wasn't just offering a reward. She was watching, testing. 9. The decision. My heart started pounding. Every instinct told me to pick someone. End it. walk away. But another thought crept in. Why offer this? Why this kind of reward? What did she actually want? I looked at her again. Really looked this time. At the way she held herself. At the way the entire room revolved around her. At the way her eyes never left mine. And suddenly, I understood. This wasn't about choosing one of them. This was about something else. Something deeper. So I took a breath. And made the only choice that felt honest. 10. The shock. I raised my hand and pointed, not at the line of women, but at her, the queen. I choose you. 11. Silence. The room froze. Not just quiet. Frozen, like reality itself had paused. No one moved. No one spoke. Even the guard seemed uncertain. The queen didn't react immediately. She simply stared at me. Long. Unblinking. And for the first time, I wasn't sure if I had just made the smartest decision of my life, or the last one. 12. The question. Finally, she spoke. Explain. Her voice was calm, but there was something beneath it. Danger. Curiosity. Expectation. I swallowed. You said I could choose anyone. Yes. So I did. That is not an explanation. I took a breath. Because you're the only one who matters here. 13. The truth behind the choice. A ripple moved through the chamber. I continued before I lost my nerve. This whole thing, it's not about giving me a reward. Her eyes narrowed slightly. No. It's a test. Silence again. You wanted to see what I would do. And what did you do? I didn't pick the easy option. I met her gaze. I picked the truth. 14. The reaction. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the queen smiled. Not a polite smile. Not a formal one. A real one. Small. But unmistakable. You are either very brave, she said, or very foolish. Probably both. A few quiet sounds echoed through the chamber. Laughter. From the nobles. From the warriors. From beings who probably hadn't laughed in a long time. 15. The queen's answer. She stood. Slowly. Gracefully. And walked toward me. Every step felt deliberate. Powerful. Final. When she stopped in front of me, the entire room seemed to hold its breath. You chose me, she said. I did. Do you understand what that means? Not really. Good. 16. The real reward. She turned slightly, addressing the room. This human has passed the test. Murmurs spread through the chamber. He saw beyond the surface. Beyond the offer. She looked back at me. He chose not what was given, but what was true. I frowned slightly. So, what does that get me? Her eyes gleamed. Something far more valuable than a simple reward. 17. A different kind of choice. She stepped closer. You may stay. With you? Yes. Doing what? Learning. Observing. Understanding. I blinked. That's it. For now. I thought about it. About my life. About what I had seen. About what this could become. Then I smiled. Yeah, I think I can handle that. 18. The beginning of something more. The court slowly returned to life. But something had changed. Not just for me. For them. Because a human had done something unexpected. Again. And this time, it wasn't about strength. Or survival. Or war. It was about choice. 19. The story they told later. Later, they would tell the story differently. Not as a moment of defiance. Not as a mistake. But as a turning point. The moment a human stood before a queen and refused to play by the rules. The moment he chose her, not as a prize, but as an equal. 20. And the queen who chose back. That night, as I stood on a balcony overlooking the glowing city, she joined me. You surprised me, she said. I get that a lot. You were not meant to choose me. I figured. And yet you did. I looked at her. Would you have stopped me? She paused, then smiled again.
No.
We stood there in silence for a moment. Then she added softly, because I was hoping you would. 21, the future. I didn't know what would come next. Didn't know what role I would play. Didn't know how this would change anything. But I knew one thing. That moment, that choice, had set something in motion. Something bigger than me, bigger than her, and maybe, just maybe, bigger than both our worlds. Because sometimes, the most important choices aren't the ones you're given. They're the ones you make. And sometimes, choosing the queen changes everything.